Yes, guys, welcome to another show. Thanks for joining me. Let's get some MMA this afternoon, guys. Check this out. I have a video. Anthony Smith announced his retirement about 2 weeks ago, but he have one more fight. Anthony Smith went on Ariel Owani and had a great interview. And also Anthony Smith have his own podcast. It's called On Paper with Anthony Smith. I just subscribe. We know Anthony Smith Lionheart, one of my best fighters, guys. He's one of my best MMA fighters. I like Anthony Lionheart because he have a very good heart, man. He's just straight up front, being honest. And people who don't like honesty, not gonna like Anthony Smith because he's just a straight up forward guy. Tell you the way it is. And a lot of people don't like it. But we have a video we're gonna show you when he went on Ariel Owani, a little clippings that he officially made his announcement, but he have one more fight coming up in April. We don't know who that person is, but he said he cannot go out like that. He want to go out on a good note. So let's see what's going on with Anthony Smith, and let's get into the video, guys. All right.
Something to that effect. So now it sounds like you are going to go. And are you saying that the next one is the last one, sort of like what Dominic?
One more fight.
Like
one more fight.
No ifs, ands, or buts. Are you saying that that's?
Yeah, it's one more.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one
and
more.
Is the UFC
win, lose, or draw? That's it.
Is the UFC on board with this?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have that assignment.
I do.
Oh wow.
There it is, guys. Anthony Smith Lionheart coming from his own mouth that he have one more fight on his contract, and it's okay with the UFC, and Dana White said it's okay, and he gonna hang up the gloves after this one. And also, let's get into the situation with Michael Bisping, and we know that Anthony Smith used to be a co-host on Believe Me You podcast, and Anthony Smith, according to Michael Bisping, after his last fight, that against Dominic Reyes, we know that didn't end well. Anthony Smith said he was never in that fight. His heart, his mind was never in that fight. Remember, he lost his best friend, and he was just going through a lot of things right there, emotion, crying, and but Michael Bisping said he haven't heard from Anthony Smith. I don't know what it is, but Anthony Smith, he said he found out Anthony Smith started his own podcast, and it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. On Michael Bisping podcast, Believe You Me podcast. And also Michael Bisping went on record and said that he don't know what happened. Anthony Smith, there was no communication after his fight. The last fight, Anthony was struggling a lot of, his best friend passed away and he didn't know how to handle it. And he took it very hard, guys. And he went in that fight with Dominic Reyes, and he said he was not in that fight. He was just there, but he was not there, guys. And Anthony Smith took a beating that night, guys. And he said, after the fight, he went in the fight not on a good note, but when he exited the fight, it seemed, like he said, it seemed that he got some type of resolvement, with this thing, losing his friend, guys. And he took it hard, man, crying and things like that. But, Anthony Smith, Lionheart, people, he's a very good fighter, man. Doing this for a while. Well, Anthony Smith was like 35, 36 years old, still a young man, married, have family, have kids. Good note, he started his own podcast, so that means it have to be something good about it. And Michael Bisping went on record saying he didn't know Anthony Smith had a podcast. He only found out on social media. And also Anthony Smith he said that he would speak to UFC, Dana White, and see if he could make the announcement on his podcast, his next fight. We know he's having his last fight in April, so we have 2 more months, I guess like 2.5 months, 1.5 months for, April to come around. And because, that's going to be his last fight. He don't want to go out like that. And I hope, that Anthony Lionheart get a W, man. He deserved that win, man, and go out on a good note and venture into his podcast. So Anthony Lionheart Smith starting a new venture in his life after he finished his MMA career. He's going to podcasting and do other things. Big up, shout out to Anthony Smith, man. I Lionheart Anthony Smith. Listen, man, he's a champ in my book. Any person that step in the octagon they're automatically a winner in my book, guys. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, to me, them guys don't get paid enough. But I like Anthony Lionheart Smith, good person. You know what I mean? And wish him all the best in his future events, what he's venture into, especially the podcasting. And you know what I mean? Listen, like Michael Bisping said, I don't think there is no bad blood between them. I just believe Anthony Smith just want to go on his own adventure, and this is next step in his life, guys. And shout out to everyone that liking this video, subscribing, watching the platforms, sharing the video. Thank you very much, and until later, guys.